How do you say goodbye to a woman who made your heart feel seen, even in its quietest corners? On October 11, 2025, Diane Keaton, the soul who lit up Hollywood with her crooked smile and fearless truth, slipped away at 79, leaving the world dimmer and our hearts heavier. She wasn't just an actress. She was a mirror for generations, reflecting love, pain, and the beauty of being perfectly imperfect. From The Godfather to Annie Hall, she rewrote what it meant to be a woman on screen, all while carrying silent battles no spotlight could touch. Let's walk through her story, from a girl shaped by silence to a legend whose light still burns. If her laughter ever lifted you, stick with us. This one's for her. Born January 5, 1946, in Los Angeles, Diane Hall grew up where dreams were loud, but feelings were locked away. Her father, Jack, a steady engineer, saw discipline as love. Her mother, Dorothy, once a radiant Mrs. Los Angeles, traded stage lights for kitchen sinks, her dreams fading like old photographs. In their home, 4 kids sat neat for dinner, but emotions stayed buried. "We didn't talk about feelings," Diane later said, her voice heavy with the weight of that silence. At 9, she watched her mother's smile mask exhaustion, a lesson that carved a vow. "I won't live that life." While other girls chased picket fences, Diane dreamed of stages, of being seen. High school theater became her escape, playing Blanche Dubois with a tremble that wasn't just acting, it was survival. "That's when I felt real," she recalled. Teachers called her odd, peers called her strange, but she wasn't breaking. She was breaking free, a quiet rebellion that would echo for decades. In 1966, at 20, Diane packed a suitcase and her mother's maiden name, Keaton, and landed in a freezing New York. Her Upper West Side apartment leaked cold. The radiator sputtered while she slept in her coat. The city was a beast, gray, loud, indifferent. She waitressed by day, sang in smoky basements by night, her voice fighting for a few coins. Auditions chewed her up. Too tall, too weird, not the type. Hunger was her roommate. Tea and half a slice of bread often passed for dinner. "Fear was my engine," she wrote, recalling nights walking miles to save a nickel, her shoes thin as her hope. But she kept going, scribbling scripts by candlelight when the power died, whispering, "Not yet," to the dark. In 1968, Hair called for someone raw. Barefoot, trembling, she didn't just audition, she survived. The director's words, "Don't change a thing," cracked her silence open. That Broadway stage wasn't just a debut, it was her first breath, built from hunger and defiance, a fire no cold could snuff out. By 1972, The Godfather made her Kay Adams, a quiet force beside Al Pacino's Michael, her eyes holding a world of unspoken ache. But Annie Hall in 77 was her earthquake. At 31, she won an Oscar, her turtlenecks and nervous laugh turning imperfection into art. She wasn't a polished star, she was us, raw and real, redefining what women could be on screen. The world adored her, but fame was a cage. Is this what being seen feels like? She wondered, alone in her kitchen, Oscar on the counter. Reds in 81 poured her soul into every frame, but the grind left her empty. "I cried after filming, not from sadness, but because I had nothing left," she said. Flops like The Little Drummer Girl stung, losing millions, and Hollywood's gaze shifted to younger faces. So she wrote, directed, rebuilt herself in the shadows, proving her light didn't need a spotlight to shine. Love was Diane's deepest cut, and Al Pacino was the blade. They met in 1971 on The Godfather set. her laughter meeting his quiet fire. "I was crazy about him," she admitted, their bond a silent hum of shared longing. They shared late-night drives, pasta on the floor, dreams of a life that never came. Through the trilogy, their on-screen love mirrored a real one too fragile to hold. By 1990, in Rome for Part 3, she believed their decades-long dance might end in forever. Under a golden dusk, she asked, "Marriage or goodbye?" His silence was the answer, breaking her heart as she packed her dreams and left. "The silence said it all," she whispered later. Pacino's 2017 tribute, "I Love You Forever," came too late. She'd already grieved him in empty rooms, her smile hiding a wound that never closed. Weeks after Rome, another blow. Her father Jack's brain tumor diagnosis. The hospital's hum became her new silence, his hand, once her anchor, slipping away. "Don't go, Dad," she begged, but he did, leaving her unmoored. Jack had been her quiet champion, waiting outside auditions with a newspaper and a smile. Losing him in 1990, right after Pacino, was like losing the ground beneath her. "I broke quietly," she said, her wit turning sharp against herself. Therapy became her lifeline, unspooling years of waiting to be chosen. The grief wasn't loud. It was empty teacups, lamps left on, footsteps echoing in a house too still. She adopted Dexter in 1996, Duke in 2001. "They saved me," she said, her voice soft with truth. Motherhood wasn't a role. It was her heart's home, filled with tree houses, late-night talks, and laughter that drowned out old ghosts. "I thought I wanted romance," she laughed, "but I needed family." Her Brentwood home became their sanctuary, its garden wild with lavender, its walls alive with her photographs. She traded scripts for school lunches, fame for love that stayed. Even as she aged, her films, Something's Gotta Give, Marvin's Room, carried that warmth, her characters echoing the resilience she'd found in her kids. On October 11th, 2025, Diane slipped away in her Brentwood library, her quiet house. A teacup sat warm, her journal open to words about love. Dexter found her, head tilted toward the light, gone without a sound. The world froze, people confirmed it, and tributes poured in. Streep called her heroic, Martin her wisest voice, Pacino her heart's mirror. Fans left turtlenecks and candles at her gate, X-posts flooding with her clips. Whispers of frail health had swirled, but her active life, restoring homes, charity, silenced them until now. Her children chose no spectacle, just a private goodbye under her trees. Hollywood mourned an era, but her silence felt sacred, a final note in a life that turned quiet into art. Diane's legacy isn't just Oscars or films, it's the homes she saved, the hearts she mended. Her $100 million estate, from her Brentwood masterpiece to art donated to LACMA, bears her touch. She restored historic houses, gave millions to preservation and mental health, lived her belief that you save what time tries to break. Her turtlenecks, Mercedes Pagoda, and journals stay with Dexter and Duke, who'll keep her garden wild as she wished. She inspired women to be bold, unpolished, real. Stone and Hathaway call her their compass. Her laughter, her courage, her light live on, not in fame, but in every soul she taught to shine through solitude. Diane Keaton didn't just act, she confessed, showing us that broken hearts can still glow. Her story, from silent childhood to Hollywood's soul, proves love and courage outlast loss. Somewhere, her garden blooms, her laughter hums, her light burns on. If her spirit touched you, write R.I.P. Diane Keaton below. Not as goodbye, but as a vow to carry her grace forward. Press like for the woman who made us brave, and let her light shine forever.